In terms of words, outside the realm of poachers yammering from on high in Senegalese. In terms of human meaning, cognizance, I think we can all agree that we don't live in a society where if you don't marry first, you're subject to the death penalty. And if we are in such a circumstance, the US government has an obligation to inform each and every student that in terms of their endearment, or that if they get involved physically with another human being, they must marry them or they will be put into the gas chamber. Instead, what we have is a poacher madness on high named Joe Biden, who has conscripted us into a folkways argument. That's just how it is. The letters that were sent to me, thick as a brick, by Gail Burston, were all indexed to a War College index in name society, civil prominence, by the people in civil prominence. And they pulled a sleight of hand. They said that they found the letters. It was perfectly obvious that they went and poached the letters when the time was ripe. It was perfectly obvious. They said they sent in somebody from Fox Media to marry into the house, but they claimed that Shulman and Ono, the poachers, one of whom is now famous as a $8 million museum heist operator in Pittsburgh, and Ono poached their own letters, finding them too beautiful to throw away. These ugly Texas school books that claim that if you make love to somebody, you go to the gas chamber. That's and the postal service went along with this and mobilized the Buffalo Soldiers, mobilized to prosecute this as the nature of reality. In a myriad of fight clubs that spread all over the East Coast and West Coast, they agreed to do this as a genocide pornography ordeal that involved the AIDS attack and involved COVID 19, which we might as well call Exxon 19. And they poisoned me in the mouth, among other things. They are using me as an example of extermination bacon. This is something that should lead to the impeachment of Joe Biden, in my humble opinion. I believe Joe Biden should be cited, and along with Donald Trump, as the highest criminals this nation has ever seen. They've committed us to a ghastly and expensive fossil fuel endangerment to the entire planet, a flame over Africa that was premeditated environmental convention modification. They've mobilized a postal union that is killing people politically because it doesn't believe in human rights. It wants to make a turkey shoot of the very idea of civil rights. They believe that if you have sex, you should go to the gas chamber. They believe that we should all ignore and accept Exxon 19 and the AIDS attack. They hide and don't admit that the perpetrators wrote the letters and then pretended to find them when it was perfectly obvious. They even threatened to invoke even further costs for stepping forward and testifying. I could show you pictures of David Bowie giving the Adolf Hitler salute. His guitarist claimed that a yammer from Senegal was so sacred that it made virginity proof of rape. This is the sort of thing that their neurohypnosis computer has smushed into our sadistic and cruel and weird claim to have a justice system. There's not much to go on about. It's really that simple. The US government expects us to die for having sex and won't tell us that until it's too late. And they voyager out with attack prostitutes to entrap us so they can kill us. And I, for one, don't want them to do it to me. And they're threatening me with court costs for stepping forward with the evidence. Seattle is criminally insane. The hatred that I feel, it speaks very well of me because it shows you how long it took a kind, honorable, decent, generous, dignified person to suffer unprovoked, unwarranted, invasive brutalities without number. The murder of my friends, the rape of my loved ones, before I would dare to step forward and challenge this criminal syndicate calling itself the US government. What did I do that was so wrong? I sent a piece of paper saying, I would like you to I would like to see the look on your face when you see the evidence. That's all. I'm asking Richard and Michelle to look at the evidence. And I would like to see the looks on their faces when I do show them the evidence. Are they going to say, oh, ha 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 ha, that's really doing funny, and laugh as they get away with it? Or are they going to say, the people who did this are, for the very minimal, shocking criminals, and we thank you for stepping forward, which is the minimal decency that the sick society should pay me for unearthing the truth about this criminal conspiracy. It's deranged, and you can't, for some reason, stop yourselves. You become poison itself.